Hello, I'm James Davis. I'm the Bishop of the 2nd Episcopal District. I have with me today Dr. Lee P. Washington, the pastor of Reed Temple and the chairperson for the ERT of the 2nd Episcopal District, and Reverend Loxley O'Connor, who serves as economic strategist for the district and for ERT. We've come to you today pleading your help on such an innovative idea that could change the course of our denomination here in the 2nd Episcopal District. Are you aware that we have a chance to make an investment at this time that would ultimately cease the practice of asking the local churches for general budget? It costs something, and because I needed you to know that, we're here today to try to explain the plan of action that would help to make that happen. Aren't you excited already? Let Dr. Washington begin to tell you of the background and what it is that we're asking of you. Reverend O'Connor will then tell you what our figures are needed and exactly when these askings are asked to be reported to the Episcopal District so that we might fulfill our goal.
So we are excited, and we need your buy-in. We need your personal buy-in. It requires sacrifice in order for this vision to become a reality. We believe it's going to come to pass. In real simple terms, this is what we're asking. One, we need each pastor to make a sacrifice through our annual conference series that you would contribute $1,000. I know that's a little tough in some instances, but we have to walk by faith, stretch out on faith. That's what we're asking, $1,000 from each person. Plus, we're asking that each church would pledge to become a participant in this investment. There are 4 special offerings that we're asking. So June the 2nd would be the first date, June the 9th would be the second date, October the 6th would be the third date, and October the 27th would be the 4th date, wherein you would ask for a special offering to go towards generating the revenues necessary to get us over the finish line so that we can shout the victory that we now own 2 properties that ultimately will be utilized to diminish, deplete, eliminate the general budget on each of the individual churches.
The net cash flow from these investment properties, beginning with our first acquisition of Pennsylvania Avenue, will be used to offset general budget assessments for over 50 churches. Each of these churches their assessments will be eliminated, and even the larger churches will ultimately benefit from the returns that we are getting from these investment properties, because they will see a reduction in assessments over time, especially where they have needed to help out smaller churches that now their assessments will be provided through the individual cash flows from both investment properties that we now acquire. So as we move forward and as time goes on, we expect that more and more churches will be brought online, and more churches will find a reduction in their general assessments and claims.
Pastor and church leaders, you have an opportunity to change the course of history for our denomination. This is the time to think beyond your service time to the church. Unborn generations will feel the effects of your decision right now. I talked to a pastor just recently, and in trying to show exactly what this really means, I asked the pastor, how much is their general budget now? They said to me the general budget is about $32,000 every year. And I asked them, how long have you been there? The pastor said 15 years. I said, multiply that. It came out to be nearly $500,000. I said, now if we had started this 15 years ago, even though we cannot afford to give you $500,000, by your saving $500,000 in your outgo, look at what you could have done. The deferred maintenance plan for the church would have been taken care of. Salaries could have been increased, but more than that, ministries could have been developed. over these 15 years that had to be deferred because there were no resources. We have an opportunity right now to make a difference in the way our church will look in years to come. Pastors, church leaders, educate the congregation. Let them know why it is that all of us ought to be participating in this plan. I thank you for what you're going to do. I thank you for what you've already done. And because of your help, we will be able to offer a model to our whole denomination about what can happen when you're faithful. God bless you real good.
Amen. Amen.